Also take our viewers through the sequence of events, the final moments before the crash and what happened. Ajit Pawar, who at 7:30 this morning was with his staff, he departed to reach the airport in Mumbai to board the flight to Baramati. At 8 o'clock is when Ajit Pawar boarded that plane. That plane, that was a chartered aircraft, had 5 people on board, 2 security personnel apart from Ajit Pawar and 2 of the pilots. The flight was bound for Baramati, where he was to attend public meetings ahead of the local polls in Baramati. The Mumbai to Baramati flight, that usually takes about 20 to 30 minutes because the distance is 200 to 255 kilometers. So 8:10 is when the flight took off, and it was approximately to land at 8:30. The plane first tried to land on runway number 11 in Baramati. This was at about 8:30, but it could not because the pilots, when they spoke to the ATC, they said that there is not enough vision in terms of sighting the runway. Then it was at 8:40 when they tried to a second attempt to be able to land that plane, but at 8:43 was when the ATC gave the call for landing, but there was no response from the other side, from the pilots, and 8:44 is when the ATC said they saw the flames. 8:46, as per the CCTV footage from a distance, the smoke and the fire that was clearly visible, all 5 on board, including Ajit Pawar, who unfortunately lost their lives in this crash.
Ritik continues to be with us as he is on his way to Baramati at this point in time. Ritik, you've seen those images coming in of top dignitaries, political leaders there arriving at the Baramati Hospital. Even as we stay with those pictures of the Deputy Chief Minister, the Chief Minister, all the family members of Ajit Pawar at that hospital, and a sea of supporters as well, all of them waiting to in fact pay their last respects to Ajit Pawar. His mortal remains have been kept there. In fact, tomorrow is when the last rites would be carried out. The entire family wanting to wait for the rest of the family members who would be perhaps in a position to join in by the end of the day today.
Oh yes, absolutely. And as we understand, so many of those supporters who've gathered at the hospital in Baramati. In fact, the last rites that will be conducted at Ajit Pawar's native village in Katewadi in Baramati. And before that, we also cut across to the latest information that is just coming in. This, as the inquiry is underway, Ajit Pawar's flight operator, who is now under lens. Yes, the AAIB officials who visited the VSR Enterprises office in Delhi this morning, key documents that have now been taken into custody. They will be sent for forensic analysis. This is part of the process to determine whether the accident was caused by human error, weather conditions, or any lapse in maintenance. And most importantly, how this very company is now under the scanner. The company that provided the chartered aircraft that has been on the defensive since this morning, saying that the pilots were experienced and the aircraft that was in good condition. But of course, that detailed inquiry that will put out the reasons of what caused the crash.
Yes, so that very moment where the crash also took place on your screens at this point in time. This is getting investigated with the aircraft investigations team at this point in time. The AAIB looking into it, but not just the quality of the aircraft in question here, the upkeep of the aircraft, but also about the nature of the manner in which the landing was being carried out. What we do know that 2 attempts were made under poor visibility to land, and that concerns regarding the airstrip being a tabletop runway, offering really no margin for error. I'm going to go straight across to Shreya for more details on that story. Questions being raised on VSR Enterprise, and that's the reason why they're being questioned. Officials of the AAIB are right there. There would be a detailed and thorough investigation into what really happened that led to this fatal air crash. Shreya.
Well, absolutely. It is a part of protocol that actually takes place whenever an aircraft of this category actually takes place. It was a high-level inquiry that's already been initiated, and the AAIB is right now looking at it. At 12:30 is when they reach the office of VSR Enterprise in Delhi, where I'm standing right now. And from here, they've collected certain documents, Neha, the details of which we've gathered include the aircraft maintenance records. Remember, they have a livery of total 17 aircrafts, and out of that, there are 7 of the Learjets, out of which one of them faltered, resulting into the crash. So the maintenance records of these aircrafts will be taken into account, is what we've been told. Engine and aircraft system maintenance records have been taken, logbooks, the pilots who work, their medical records, etc., the spare parts traceability. Apart from that, the DGCA's audit report and the airworthiness report. Remember, the initial report suggests that this airworthiness was up to date of the flight that crashed, but there will still be a detailed inquiry on what transpired, whether this was a human error, this was an environmental weather issue, or this was a lapse on the part of the maintenance. This is one part of the investigation. The second will be done at the Baramati uncontrolled the airfield. Even there, there's a team that is investigating on what are the possible things that could have resulted into this accident. So these are the part and protocol that has been functioned by the AAIB right now.